Welcome back to Sparring Waddle Dee. Today we are taking on the ocean level. And already it looks like Orange Ocean from Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland or Kirby's Adventure. Good level. Speaking of which, if I were to do this challenge again, I think Nightmare in Dreamland would be the next game I would do it on. Okay, so this area I had to do quite a bit, maybe 3 or 4 times. There is a very tricky chest coming up here. Luckily, it's at the very beginning of the level, so restarting isn't too detrimental. And look, more Omastar. So Kirby's going to have to fight his way through currents and Glunk, this little green creature that spits bubbles at Kirby. So we have to get up there somehow, but not through this way. Get in this little corner and then up and around. Yeah, it kind of looks easy rewatching this, but playing through it can be quite a bit tricky. You just have to get into that little nook. But I have to say, I really like the aesthetics of the water levels. I did mention this back in World 2 or 3, I believe, whenever we were first introduced to swimming. It's not too hard of a mechanic in Kirby. And now we'll have to use Folly, a rare treat of me using Bomb here. And our second chest of the level. Ow. Now we've got Storo, so just like in World 3, we have to take advantage of this fire ability and these clouds. Let's see if Past Me remembers to do it. Okay, good. Bye, Storo. And we failed to get a piece of chicken. How unsurprising. Okay, so this warp star is going to force us into Waddle Dee. There's really nothing we can do about it. One of the, well, multiple of the Waddle Dees we are just forced to kill. But as you may have seen there, we picked up the metal ability. Yes, that one again. It's going to be a little bit useful here. We're going to need to fight these currents and get into that treasure chest down here. Now, I think there are ways you can just burn your way through. It is a little bit more difficult, but I'm just going to go with how we're intended to do it. Any day now, we'll get down there after Sir Kibble does his thing. Cool. Let's get rid of that, and hopefully never have to use metal again this playthrough. Oh, and I know that I say this a lot, but I really love the background in this area. I'm just tanking Bronto Bart with my face, no problem. Okay, so Wheelie, wherever we have Wheelie, we have, yep, Waddle Dee. A whole trail of them. And my beam will be yours. There's a really cool effect here where you can make wheel and fire together, but I can't show it off. So we're back to fighting Babu again. If he'll let me down. At this point I decided it's just best to fight him with his own bubbles rather than try and hit him. And we don't need his ability for anything. So now we come to an interesting area where you can make fire and sword, combine them together. I didn't for whatever reason, but nevertheless we have to burn through the clouds again. And hey, they're giving us a lot of goodies for going through that. Okay, go away, Doc. Grab the chest, and for some reason I decide to go up and around. I don't know why. And we're going to start off another falling level. There's one of those storm clouds again. And Sparky. Sparky, what are you doing? I don't think I've ever seen Sparky do that before. But the game is generous enough, of course, because it's a Kirby game, to give us a hothead to burn through the secret doorway to get the chest. And here's the chest we have to grab before it falls, easy enough. And we really don't need that one up. So now it's a race with Spinny. Back to the currents, back to Glunk, and Blipper hitting me. Now Spinny can just get out of our way. So now off to the deep sea, and we are back to creepy music. Yay! But fortunately, this is the last time in the game we'll be hearing it. Unfortunately, it plays for the majority of the level. And if you look in the background there, after I get out of this current, you can see Meta Knight's halberd sunken. I think that's a reference to the Meta Knight minigame area in Kirby Superstar. And of course, which would return in Superstar Ultra. So this timeline, if there is a Kirby timeline, this game definitely takes place after the Superstar games. And another tricky chest to get, one you can easily miss. Quite the theme for World 7. If I can just manage to navigate my way through this maze. Hurry up, Kirby, we want to get out of the creepy area. Okay, so an area which it looks like it might determine where we want to go, get a chest, but it's actually just these little life bubbles. No chest here whatsoever. Okay, so now we're in one of these areas like World 4, the factory, where Sparky's little electric current will carry over the walls in the water. Fortunately, there's no Waddle Dees here to get in our way, but we'll need to use this to get through these spikes. And some enemies like Snooter again. And what's in this barrel? A chest! How generous. And here I'm just getting rid of some clutter in our inventory. Yeah, not D to be found in this area, luckily. But up here, there is a big boy. Now here's where I allude to back in World 4. I did hit a big Waddle Dee with the Spark ability, but luckily they're tanky enough to take it. And we've opened the extra level. So this is another area where you kind of have to know where you're going beforehand. There are many puzzles to get 1-ups, but as I mentioned way back in World 1, we reset the game every world, so we don't really need them. We'll just be right back to 2 by the time we get to World 8. Golden Waddle Dee puzzle. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but that's another one we'll have to skip, and the chest is on the right side this time. Funnily enough, the music here is also the same as in that Storm Cloud world. I actually realized just now that it does play somewhere else. But we'll just grab this from Storo and be on our way. So another world we will have to come back to. So here I made a cut because I actually missed the chest here. There's only one, but it's another racing puzzle. So we have to take wheelie and race against the platform. The first time I did miss it, which is why the boss area was unlocked. But it will unlock without the chest. We just have to complete the level, but without this chest, that's a no-go. So we came back to get it. Some pretty short levels here in World 7. Now on to the boss. I think the cutscene from the last episode should tell you who it is. We could get the sword ability here. I do pick it up, but in the end I decide to go with wheel. And it's Meta Knight. Usually he can throw you a sword sometimes, but not here. And of course I get burned. Meta Knight being so broken, so frame perfect. I'm trying to sound like a good Smash player, which I am not. And I'm not that great of a Kirby player either. But Meta Knight's easy enough whenever we can just run into him. A few more hits. Come on, Meta Knight. Any day now, Meta Knight. And we have a blue Kirby. How adorable. And could this be the chest with Kirby's cake? No. Another cute cutscene of Kirby's corner face. Oh, Kirby's cake. But it's evil, and it's going to possess the roach. What a shocker. But Kirby will be off to get his cake back. So join me for the next episode to find out whatever happened to Kirby's delicious cake.